good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. And
Nah, bro. That's going so bad.
And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay
Whoa.
TJ.
And this is the infamous No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
We back.
Somewhat. And we're here to do our No Rhyme or review of Mobb Deep's Infinite album. And that's their first album since 2014's Infamous by Mobb Deep. And this is after, so posthumous, of Prodigy's passing in 2017. If you don't know Prodigy, you don't know Havoc, then you must be under a rock. As far as hip hop is concerned, according to Genius, this is a 15-track project featuring songs from Prodigy's vocals and Havoc's production for the most part. And what they said in this review is that they've had production framing Prodigy's voice in a deliberate echo of Tupac's 1995 anthem, shifting the lens to Queensbridge survival, paranoia, and loyalty in a hostile world. Not that deep. But anyway, it's Mobb Deep.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's not too deep. It's Mobb Deep. But anyway, we're going to go through the production, the lyrics, our favorite track, and then give it an arbitrary rating at the end so you know how these videos go. Let's talk about some themes and some lyrics of this project.
Okay, themes are freaking premonition.
Premonition?
Because Prodigy just... How?
Tell me, you got to be more specific.
Okay.
What did he premonish?
He has so many lyrics where it seems like he passed in 2017. Which means they were probably working on this 2016, maybe early 2017, maybe even 2015. If we're like going off of the infamous Mobb Deep, which came out 2014, which was a rethink of their 95, the infamous da-da-da-da. Anyway, but there's a lot of lyrics whether he's kind of either talking about the climate or talking about himself. Even on like, where is the song? On Pour the Henny.
You would make a reference and then leave us hanging.
On Pour the Henny.
Tell us more.
Like, so on Pour the Henny, he basically just says, when I'm gone, don't cry for me. And it's just like, it feels like a sign out verse. And it throws me off.
I don't know that it's that prophetic. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Number one, he had sickle cell.
Yeah.
So, like, his life was already challenged with, pre-existing condition.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he was frequently in and out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Dealing with his condition. And at least that's what I know about his life. So,
yeah.
I don't know that it's as prophetic as it is, like, I got to go someday, and I'm more likely to go because of my condition. Think of me, please.
Yeah, I just still think in that lyricist way, you can feel that about a lot of different things, but the way he crafted it just seems to me, in terms of the feeling of it, very prophetic in that way.
I would be really impressed if I learned that this song was written like a month before he passed.
Those are the things that I have questions about. Like, I literally have questions because I was wondering, okay, 2017, where did we get the verses from? Like, how bad had all of the things kind of deteriorated at that point, because it was very sudden. I remember, at least when the news dropped or whatever, and it was kind of like, yo, what? And this album, in terms of like the themes, like it feels prophetic. It feels very like classic vintage, but the way Havoc and we'll talk about the production later, but the way Havoc and Alchemist did the beats, it still feels new. Like it's just like they're re-releasing. It feels like a re-release of something like a Jordan shoe or something. But again, like it's not the same shoe. They're using different materials and so on and so forth. They just want to give you that feel.
I feel like the theme is this is carefully crafted hip hop. And again, like you said, we will get to the production and just kind of dive a little bit deeper into what we think about the beats overall. But when it comes to Havoc and Prodigy making songs, they don't want to put too much on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I have beefs with people specifically.
Oh, this is new.
Too many condiments are ruining. This is my theory. Too many condiments are ruining really basic things.
Nope.
And this is a very Seinfeld take of me, right? Like, if you got a ham and cheese sandwich, right?
Nope.
Slathering it with mayo.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
You gotta get your hand off no, bud. I see you disagree.
You had my trigger word. No. I agree. I'm saying like it's a. I'm agreeing.
Icarus Sandler.
Wow, bro. Inside jokes is crazy.
By the way, we have a behind the scenes footage where we're gonna release on YouTube, so you can watch the whole video and see. Maybe I don't think I was recording when I made the Sandler joke. But
no, we was wilding.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, you got a sandwich.
Yeah.
You put too much on it. Mm-hmm. You got like a hot dog or something, and you just slather it with stuff, relish and mayo and, sorry, not mayo, but mustard and ketchup.
Some people do that.
And it's just like, it's more condiment than it is the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like modern music is.
Oh, okay.
Comparative to, sorry, it's a long-winded theory.
I was gonna say, normally when I get these theories,
yeah, I'm trying not to be long-winded at all. But what they have delivered to us is just a nice plain glizzy with
nope.
With
now that I do agree.
With maybe a little bit of accoutrement.
Yeah, I feel that, man. That's very indicative of them. Like even when I think about the Quiet Storm beat, like if you actually listen to it, there's not a lot on it. It's just dope. Mm-hmm. You know, or even Shook Ones. Like there's a couple things kind of going on. Like you can hear the parts, and then you just kind of like feel the beat. And Havoc has always been, I think, masterful in creating the perfect bed for lyrics to exist while giving you something that's ear candy.
I agree, and that ear candy is a perfect transition to production.
Hey.
So Prodigy handled most of the production on this album.
Havoc.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, thank you for correcting me. Havoc handled most of the production on this album. Alchemist, I think, did 4 or 5 tracks, and it is sampled based like magic, with the very like much room for the drums and the breaks.
Yeah.
It is classic hip hop incarnate. I do have a Havoc story.
Okay, let's get it.
So my song Thirsty that just came out, Shameless plug. I was rapping in the second verse. I rap about being in the East Village and being on the radio and trying to promote my song "Breakfast and Biggie." Right. Well, that night that I was in the East Village, Havoc rolled up, dapped him up, said what's up, love the music. It was like a black Escalade. I didn't know who was gonna pop out of it, right? But like Havoc popped out, love the music, dapped him up, said I love your production. I want to be like you. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, yeah, just keep going, dog. And I was like, I needed that. Because I was, in New York City, all the feelings that I expressed within the song, unsure of myself, and that was some assured. I have many of those stories, but like...
You 1,000% do, which is always funny. That is funny that you have a Mobb Deep story. Mm-hmm. But that's also the way that I think that, like, another producer that I don't think we give Havoc enough credit.
No, we don't.
For as much as you'll hear people rapping off Shook Ones or Quiet Storm, like, you hear it all the time. Like, that's kind of like Shook Ones is one of those beats where you have to come correct or even to mention.
Right.
Because you'll hear so many people say, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All the time. And without like an actual reference to where that comes from, and they say it in some of the lyrics on the album when they're talking about some, or P was like, your rapper has all my songs on a hard drive,
right?
And that's like facts, for a lot of people.
Raise your mic up a little.
Excuse me, guys.
There you go.
So the production in general for all of them is like so magical. And again, this is the origins of Alchemist, no?
You mean like his inspiration?
No, in terms of like, I feel like in terms of their whole like connection, there's always been a connection with Alchemist and Mobb Deep, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. There's no.
I have to look it up, but either way,
that deep into Mobb Deep.
It's one of those things where it felt so natural to them, and it felt like they were doing their best to continue like what's kind of been going on the last 5, 6, 7 years, right?
Right.
With Nas, Hit Boy doing the Magic series, Clips. Who else had like a classic, like in this era, golden era album? But the production it allows those artists that are older artists to reside here, and not sound dated, but give props and a lot of homage to the era that they grew up in.
Is there any difference between Alchemist, his production, and Havoc's production in your ears?
No, and I say that because there were times where I was presuming that it was the Alchemist, and it ended up being Havoc.
Right. For me, I can tell some of the differences, and I did have that same, like, is this Havoc? Is this Alc? But what I notice is that Alchemist is a little bit more lush and like he has this sort of, there's this like beach scene to every one of his productions. His production is like going into a dream sequence, so to speak. And Havoc's is like real life.
Havoc is a straight shot, and Alchemist is whiskey in a decanter.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, 100%.
To get the floral notes.
I was gonna say floral, but I didn't. I didn't want to describe it that way. But yes.
Oh man, but yeah, I was really impressed by the production. Let's dive into the lyrics, because there's a lot here to kind of like digest and kind of break down.
Before you get into the lyrics in a way that is like a little bit more serious, I do want to make some comments about two different records.
Yeah.
On a very like surface level piece. Number one, the M, the O, the B, the B, right?
Yep.
The D, the I, the D, the D.
Yeah, boy, wow.
I don't know why they borrowed that interpolation. I understand that like they were going for something that was, kind of known and people understood and kind of heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I would have made that creative choice, but I'm not mad at it either. You know what I mean?
It's very interesting.
Yeah, the other one, I can't remember what song it was, but it was like one for the something, two for the something. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I know which one you're talking about.
I can't remember what song it is based off of the order, but ultimately, it could have been Taj Mahal. But ultimately, like that was a callback to, another song that is, 7 p.m. and I just woke up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
And I call and we do it again. Yeah, we do it again. I do it again. I think is the name of the song.
I think it's one of those things where when we're thinking about the production and thinking about, because I think this also plays into the production because Havoc has to take these verses that he's had and find the songs, or if they already had songs, try to like update the beat and kind of flourish things out to make sure that Pete doesn't sound posthumous. Like it has to sound current in that way. So I think there were like, especially like with the M and O to B, right?
Right.
If you think about it, or how I thought about it was, okay, this was one of those songs where the lyrics were kind of too good for you to let go. Also, 2017. Like, and if he only has what he has. He doesn't have an infinite amount of P verses.
Yeah, so you're just talking about like they just got to use what they use, and so they're just using it.
Is what I think for some of those songs, right? And I think it felt. I still think it felt good to have it, but yeah,
I was impressed by it. So, and by the way, the reference is "Do It Again" by Jay-Z, which is also kind of funny.
Yeah.
To say the least, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't have any beef when P passed. They had already squashed that.
Yeah, and it's very. I also thought it was very telling. Are we in the lyrics? Are we getting in the lyrics?
We are in lyrics.
Okay,
yes.
I'm gonna make sure we're getting in the lyrics. So on Golden Era, for him to mention Tupac, Biggie, Jay, Nas, like to mention all of these people, right? We know he had beef with Pac, notoriously, and that's the kind of way of like mentioning like our time doesn't necessarily, or not our time, but our beef doesn't negate the greatness of the person that he was. I appreciate that from artists and understanding that there's like a moment in time where the things that we said were on wax, everything else ain't that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool and further tied to what you were saying, like about the J thing. While they might never have had beef, there was the Summer Jam stage stuff. And all of these things that kind of went on during an era where it just seemed like everybody was going against each other. And like even my introduction to Prodigy, right? My introduction to Prodigy, random sideline, was through his beef with Joe Budden. Like I knew of Mobb Deep because I'd heard Quiet Storm and everything else.
What was that beef?
I don't remember what it was. I don't know. Joe was just going at everybody during that time.
Oh, okay. He's trying to plant his flag.
Nah, it was whatever it was. You know how he get like at that time.
I feel like
it was like
that's him planting his flag.
But it was
the way he tells the story is like I'm fighting for my life as an artist.
Yeah.
So I'm coming at everybody.
This one though was like you've made your name. This is after the album. This is I think his Amalgam Digital Days. Like he was beefing with Prodigy and Saigon all at the same time or whatever. So I get introduced to like him as a person through that, and it's like even though I knew of him, this is like, oh, okay.
Him being Joe Budden.
No. Him being Prodigy.
Okay.
Nah,
I need some clarification.
My bad.
Because I don't know which him you're talking about.
Yeah, so it was very interesting to have that kind of peace, I guess I'm saying, in hip hop, which is something that I champion and hope that we do more of. I would love to, at some point, whether it's Kendrick or Drake or whoever, to like mention the fact that y'all were the greats. Like, regardless of how you feel about each other personally, you know that person is at your level or wherever. I don't think it's gonna happen with them, but I like when you put your swords down and it's just kind of like
hug.
Whoa. Get that glizzy talk out of here, man.
What? That has nothing to do.
I'm messing with you. But yeah,
they just put their swords down and they embrace.
Whoa. What?
You said put your swords down. I just want to fill in the gaps. There.
Not with a glizzy.
It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so let's dive into at least like there's notable
your favorite track
all throughout. But yeah, this took a minute for me because
it did.
For whatever reason, I was stuck between 3 tracks, right? And that's Mr. Magic, Look at Me, and My Era.
Good.
And so I just had to go with Mr. Magic, bruh.
Why?
It felt so 50 Cent to me. And I like those songs. Like I like
Queensbridge.
The Queensbridge, like the Piggy Banks, the Patiently Waiting.
Many men.
Like this song where it's like, it's grotesque. It's 1,000% like gangsta gore, if you will. And it's unapologetic. Like when Pete was like, yo, like I want your family to be mourning, stressing, because you didn't care when you was coming for me.
He said no hugs, pick my sword up.
Like, yo, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so there's just that guttural or visceral New York sound is why I think I chose that, because it was the most like authentic to like an era and a time where I was like, whew, boy, these dudes is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mine's is Taj Mahal.
Hey, okay.
It's a smooth one. I love the beat and the like kind of place that Prodigy transports us to in the verses, and it's, same with Havoc, and so it's pretty clean. It's straight to the point. Alchemist made the beat, and I'm just super impressed with that song.
The other thing that I'm super impressed with that they did that I love and kind of it made me want another Clips album almost immediately was Look at Me, but that was because I love Push and Malice going back and forth. They did a little bit of that on
their album.
Legas on Rap. Jesus. Man, when your brain throws some away, it's like, where is it? There it is.
I found you. Words.
So it was kind of dope to see them go back and forth. And then my only last little mention that I want to know if you noticed.
No, get out. No.
I have a question.
Stop.
This was a question. I want to know if you noticed. I was happy that there were 3 Nas verses because initially I thought there was only 1.
Yeah, I didn't care.
I cared because I was like, please don't give me an actual, like a Queens, like give me something like Mr. Magic with Nas on it. Don't just give me this
Nas
love record. Like, and they they did it twice. And that's the part where I was like, I was like, if this is going to be the only Nas verses I'm getting, like, I'm not here for smooth Nas. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm here for, like, if you talking Mobb Deep, you need to give me Nas alongside y'all in a way, and they did. So I was appreciative to them on Port.
You think Nas got a little stock boost for Henny? Since he's one of their, I guess, investors, brand partners, or whatever.
Ambassadors, all that. Yeah. Probably. To keep it a bean.
Yeah, I don't care about the business, but I'm just.
But yeah, so I was happy for that. But yeah, let's get to these arbitrary ratings on Infinite. What you got?
I knew you were gonna do this.
What you got?
So I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 Nathan's Glizzies.
What? That's wild. I'm gonna give it
plain Nathan's Glizzies.
That is even more nuts. Is what you got to put on your glizzy. See. But I got 4 out of 5 Henny bottles.
Okay.
Like just real Mobb Deep type. You know what I'm saying? It was an experience to kind of listen to this album. I had been listening to them while I was studying duos for our project. So this was refreshing and kind of like, I see it.
Yeah.
I see that staying power or whatever. But what did y'all think? Did you enjoy Infinite by Mobb Deep? Shout out to Havoc. Shout out to Alchemist for doing this. Rest in peace, P. Let us know down in the comments. We'll see you in the next piece. A 1 and a 2. And peace.